two guys that I'm like choosing between, kind of.
Mm.
um, One of them is my ex, and I had been with him for about 5 years. And he's kind of older than me a little bit, like 7 years older.
Mm.
But I kind of like been through it with him through his career, like been by his side. He's like kind of an entrepreneur, so like he was struggling for a very long time, and I had a lot of faith in him. So there's like a that kind of trust between us now, and now that he's doing well, um, I feel like I wanted to leave the relationship because he was like, I just feel like we didn't have a lot of romantic like spark, I guess, chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like looking back, I stuck by him because I wanted to like I didn't want to be the person that like would leave just because he's not doing well. And I think I was also very young at the time, so um like it just, I think when things got more smooth, that's when I started realizing like my issues aren't caused by, like the finance or the situation we were in. And maybe it was more so like it was like me and his problem, like and not feeling the connection. But about like 7, 8 months ago, we had broken up, and I had met someone new, and this guy's actually younger than me, and I had never talked to anyone younger, but he was portraying like a lot of stuff that I didn't get from my ex. Like he was very like romantically inclined, and like we had a lot of connection. Um, like he's just like he does more stuff, and I feel like he listens more like based off of the first time, and there's just like a lot of like high energy. And I he really wants to like take things seriously and move forward, but I think I just feel nervous because like first of all, like I've never dated someone younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And my ex, he still like is kind of around. I don't talk to him at all, but I know that like he does want to get back with me, like if I did give him the chance. And I just feel nervous because it's like with my ex, I feel very like comfortable and safe. Like he's been super consistent all 5 years of our relationship. Like I know that like things will be stable with him, but I just feel so much more of a spark that I guess that I was looking for with my ex with this new guy.
Okay. So what is your question here?
So I just wonder, if I should, do you think it's worth to like take the risk and go for the new guy and leave my ex like in the past? Because I know I broke up with him for a reason. I feel like just parts of me like feel like I want to go back all the time because of the comfort and like just knowing that like things will be steady.
Gotcha.
I guess.
Gotcha. And how old are
Yeah.
you?
I'm 24.
24. Okay. And how long were you with your ex?
We were together for almost 5 years.
Okay. And why did you break up with him?
Yeah. I just felt like ever since the second year of us dating, I had brought up issues about like how I feel like he doesn't like take initiative like romantically towards me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like say I want to do something, I kind of have to like ask again and again, and then it'll get planned. Or like if I say like, hey, like I think if you did like this and that thing, it would be like really romantic. But it just like I just don't think it's in his personality because he's like a little more nonchalant. But
Gotcha.
I know he loves me because like he does do like everything else, and you know like it's not like he doesn't put any effort. But I just feel like just maybe the I just want someone maybe more high energy, I guess. I
Okay.
think.
Okay. That's fair. And the current guy's giving you that?
Yeah, he's giving me that, but he's just younger, and it makes me nervous to like take things seriously.
How much younger is he? How old is he?
He's 20.
He's 20. 20 and 24. Okay, that's not a big a deal. Um,
Mhm.
and how does he treat you?
He shows up like all the time. Like he's very how do you say it? Like one time on our first date, I told him like, oh my microwave broke, da 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 da. And then on our first date, like he brought me flowers, and then he bought me a microwave, and I was like, oh, what the heck? Like that's kind of crazy. And then like on our first, I told him I like riding horses once, and then on Valentine's Day, he was like, oh, I have a surprise, and he like took us to go ride horses and stuff. And I
Okay.
had told my ex like that I love horses too, and I hate to compare because like I don't want to be that person, but
Right.
like we've been together 5 years, like, and he never like did anything like that, and I just feel like I don't want to um like choose someone just based off of that because I don't know if it'll be something that lasts. You know what I mean?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been dealing with the new guy?
It's been like 5 months.
How did y'all meet?
At work.
At work? Okay. So, he's
Yeah.
consistently shown up in this way throughout the entire 5 months?
Yeah, honestly,
Okay.
but I feel like it's been like the spark has been able to continue because like I never fully committed to him. That's what I'm afraid of. It's like because I never like fully said like, oh, like we're together officially.
Yeah.
Like that's why he has to keep trying in the way that he is, I
Right.
guess.
Right. You're thinking
Yeah.
about this in the right way. I think in like in a
Mm.
mature way more than like other women who are around 24. I have women calling to this show who are like in their 50s. And the way you're describing
Yeah.
your thought process around this situation is grounded. So that's
Yeah.
good. One thing
Yeah.
that I would just build upon the way that you're already seeing things, and you might already know this, but any person that you choose is going to come with trade-offs. That's just life in general, right?
Mm.
So there is going to be no option, romantically or otherwise, that gives you every possible thing that you want. So you are
Mm.
going to find that even with this new guy, he's going to have traits that your ex didn't have. He's not going to have traits
Mm.
that your ex did have that you liked.
Yeah.
Okay. So just be prepared for that. Okay. Because one of the
Yeah.
reasons why he's standing out so much to you is because he is demonstrating a trait that you were complaining about to your ex.
Mhm.
And
And I
he,
don't want that to like sway me because it's like, oh my God, like this thing that I've been wanting for so long, like he's finally portraying it and like
right,
just jumping into something.
right. So here's how you
Yeah.
play that. Ask yourself, how do you feel around him when you aren't doing some grand romantic gesture activity?
Hmm.
Assess
Yeah.
that. That will ground you. That will ground you in a way where it's like you're not being caught up in the high of this experience because it symbolically
Hmm.
represents what you've always were missing with your ex. See how you feel
Hmm.
around him when y'all just take a walk or just
Yeah.
hang out at the park or something like that. Do you still feel strongly about this person? The answer to that question
Hmm.
is yes. Then I say it's a good move to commit. Yes, you will find what he is missing through getting to know him because you're comparing 5 years to 5 months. That's not
Hmm.
really a fair comparison. People tend to default to their baseline once they get a bit comfortable in the connection.
Hmm.
So that is how I would play this moving forward. So maybe even intentionally try to do something more low key next time y'all hang out.
Yeah, I just feel like on a day-to-day basis, like if we're not doing anything crazy, just hanging out, like me and the new guy, we like our humor is like more the same,
Hmm.
like the way we communicate is more of the same. I'd say because maybe we're a little bit closer in age, like it's a little
Sure.
bit more of the same.
Okay, well, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the last thing that I will tell you is really think about compatibility as well, because a lot of what you are
Mhm.
describing is chemistry. So
Yeah.
really think about like when you get to know the person, you want to assess if there's shared values, shared vision. You don't want to be perfectly compatible. I use this analogy today with a client, a woman client. So compatibility is a measure of how much friction is going to be inherently present in the connection. So
Mm.
if you're very compatible, it's going to be a lot more smooth sailing. You'll still have problems, obviously, but it won't be so erratic. The lower your
Yeah.
compatibility, the more friction will be present. So it's like you're comparing, sailing amongst calm seas to sailing amongst seas that's very like a storm. You're trying to navigate a storm in the sea, and you're sailing that.
I would
There's
say like the new guy is like a lot more emotional, I guess.
okay.
Like, and I want to say like maybe it's because he's younger, but like that also makes me nervous because it's like, yeah, we have like he's giving me that, connection and effort and, all that, but also like on the contrary end, like he can be a little more emotional in like difficult situations. The older guy like is just more calm, but I feel like it's just over everything. So I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Like, is it? I want to take the risk because like for love or whatever.
Right. Yeah. You
But
want to assess whether the good outweighs the bad, because there
yeah,
will be
yeah.
bad. Bad is coming. That's just with anybody. But
Hmm.
you just want to see if the good outweighs the bad. Is this a person that you can still wake up choosing? So I would say it's worth the risk. If you were with your ex for 5 years and you know you don't want to be with them, you have enough data to make that decision.
Hmm.
I think you're afraid
Yeah.
of probably making the wrong decision or
Hmm.
or dealing with some regret, but that's life. Got to make
Yeah.
sacrifices. So I would say go ahead. Where are you located?
I'm in California.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, love. That's what I would say do. But definitely keep me posted on how things progress. All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem, dear. You take care.
Me too.
All right. Where my young bulls in California at? Where are my young bulls in California? Come on. You know what time it is. Baddie on the line. So you might want to shoot. CJ, typo. Where my YNs in the chat at? Where my young bulls at? You might want to hop in them DMs. That's all I'm saying. She seems like she's trying to make a decision. She ain't decided yet, so you might can slide on in. No pun intended. Pun intended. I'm just giving y'all the opportunity to go ahead and put some shots up. So if you want to do that, do that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's keep it moving. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. I should technically be being asleep, but hey ho, here we are.
Hey ho. What can I do for you?
Okay, so I wrote in the chat, basically the tale as old as time, never experienced it, the thing of blocking, unblocking, being received from a guy. I put the boundary up for myself where it was a conversation of, he told me as much as he liked me and he was in a point of his life doing his work with dissertation. He said, but we should be friends. And I told him, I'm not friends with men I'm attracted to. Left it at that. Didn't hear for 2 weeks. Then got the good old, let me just drop something, an excuse to talk to her. Like he asked for which is so childish, basically arcade coins from the date we went on. And I was like, I've used them. Then it ended up being a conversation. It became something. It basically stumbled into something more in the sense that, why did you message me? Like, I don't see the point considering how much they cost. It's not that deep. And then it turned into a full-blown I can't even remember. It became an argument and a back and forth. But I came with a sense of calm. I wasn't shouting because I saw no point to. That's just not who I am. And I said, you're breadcrumbing. Why are you breadcrumbing me? I already stated where I stand. And it got to a point where I felt like I was being gaslit. So I just blocked him and let it be. And usually when I block someone, literally it's always worked where I let go. And upon self-reflection, I know why I was struggling to let go, because he brought out parts of myself that I was developing if that makes sense, like sense of routine, me getting stronger in my fitness and whatnot. But the experience that stuck with me is the whole thing of him blocking me, then unblocking me, then him making his Instagram private when he was not a private person, because he literally does modeling as a work. So why does a man, and then he went back to blocking me again. So why would a man do such things in such a manner for me to move forward and understand and spot such flags in behavior?
How long have you dealt with him?
Well, I dealt with him for 3 weeks,
Okay.
and I just felt like it became stagnant, and I said it's okay to choose yourself. So it just felt right. And the date, and it was interesting from the last caller, the conversation of just like, when you meet someone, is it connection, or is it just like, you know, the conversation you just had, and the connection we did have, it was interesting, but it just felt like it just wasn't aligning, because I'm not someone who believes in the right person, wrong time. I bet it was like he was the right person, but it was the right time because he wasn't where he was at. If that makes sense, because even though we connected on so many things, and even on our date where he was being a gentleman, or like he had moments where there was, I don't know if you get this, the weird sense of someone scared to physically hold you or touch you or do anything, but then the way you connect is there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just very interesting because I've never experienced that before.
How did y'all meet?
At chess club.
Chess club?
Literally, yeah, we were just playing chess.
Hey.
And I didn't realize he was hitting on me. And then it just kind of escalated to playing chess, getting to know each other.
How was he hitting on you? Was he like, well, I spot a third queen on the board? Like, how did he hit on you playing chess?
It was so weird. He just was like, I was like, I'm not here all the time, I'm busy. He's like, oh, I'll play with you online. And it became competition. So
Okay.
that was it. And to the lovely lady Serenity, I have moved on, in the sense that I'm speaking to someone really amazing right now, and it's opened that door for me because of the mind games of people who got involved and just, started doing the whole thing of gossip hearsay when I didn't ask for it. And that was a red flag for me. So like now I've understood, like, not to let people take away from my discernment and judgment. But that's how I met him. And then that became FaceTimes, and it became text messages during our shifts or when he was doing work. And
So why did
escalated.
Why did things end?
It ended because he said he wanted to focus on, he's like, I like you, and the but came in, and he said that he was focusing on his dissertation. He's like, I'm attracted to you physically and intellectually, but I think we should be friends. And he was so eager to do the thing of, oh, let me add you on close friends or whatnot. And I think because of the intensity of how much we were talking and what he was dealing with university, finishing his final, like the dissertation, which is like an essay. I had that experience a year and a half ago with someone else, and I said the exact same thing. So I understood that he doesn't know how to handle both. He's in a point in his life where he has to choose himself. But we both basically got lost in the sauce. So
Okay.
I don't know. It's just something I've never experienced, and I don't want to. This is coming from a place of I've only started getting into dating again and wanting to learn when to understand when a man is, the whole thing of pulling away versus when is it a thing of them trying to focus on themselves. Because I told him you can't have your cake and eat it too,
Right. How did you know that he was blocking you and unblocking you?
Because I was looking, do you know what I mean? So the mind games was working. So I learned that lesson of you can't, when you make it, like I really learned for myself, when you make a decision, just stick with it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So like
and then I ended up on blocking because a good friend of mine said, you are better if you block, and the way you're talking about it, you're giving it too much power. So unblock and let it go and just leave it be and keep moving. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
Blocking someone is not holding on to it. It doesn't hurt you at all. I can tell you what will hurt you: keeping them unblocked so that they can reach out to you. This is obviously something
Right.
you haven't let go because you're here asking questions about it, right? So you're still ruminating on it.
Yeah.
What question do you have for me though?
So the question for you is like, when, because I've never dealt with, like, I mean it when I say when a man is doing it, right? The whole thing of unblocking and blocking, what is the purpose of that from that man? Is it genuinely mind games and whatnot? And I know I haven't learned anything, hence the question, Nikki. That's why we're here, right? um, but is it a thing of mind games? Is it to do with trying to see if they have access? Because you see all these videos of, oh, he's trying to have access. Oh, he's being a child. Oh, that's in the feminine energy. But
Yeah, it wouldn't be mind games because how would you how like let's say for instance I'm dealing with a woman and she's trying to play mind games so she's blocking and unblocking me. It's a bad strategy. You know why it's a bad strategy? Because I'm not looking to see if I'm blocked or unblocked.
right,
If someone can have me blocked right now, I wouldn't know it because I'm not reaching out for you to you or checking on you.
right,
So if it is an attempt at playing a mind game, then it's a very poor attempt. That sounds like more so a reflection of his emotional state. He probably is someone who isn't very decisive, which is evidenced by your dealings with him. All right, dealt with you for 3 weeks, and then he ended things. And he's blocking and unblocking. Maybe he wants to reach out, and then he decides not to. Or maybe he thinks you want to reach out, and he unblocks you, and then you don't do it. So then he blocks you again so he can move on. But then he gets the best of them. Ultimately, though, the point is you shouldn't care.
yeah,
I always tell people don't focus on the why, focus on the what. You're focused on the why right now. Why is this person doing that? You should instead focus
right,
on the what. What is this person's behavior? And is that behavior in alignment with what I want? If the answer to that question is no, you must move on. That will give you a lot of peace of mind and save you a lot of time. Oftentimes, the
yeah,
things people do are not about us. Part of the reason why you're ruminating on it is because you're personalizing it.
yes, I agree. And even it's funny because even with, like, I know everyone throws the whole, oh, ADHD, whatever. Like, I'm genuinely neurodivergent, and I know there's a thing, when I got help from, like, university, the thing of ruminating
Mm-hmm.
and, like, the thing of being on a loop, like, consistently asking the same question. Like, it's like a pattern I'm trying to learn how to break. And this
Mm-hmm.
is like, I've done all the other patterns in life, and now I'm finally putting myself out there with dating. So this is like a loop
Mm-hmm.
where it's like I ask a certain question and then I come back and I'm like, why is this stuck on my mind? What am I trying to fill in my cup? Do you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm like, I think this is, you're right, the last step is for me is the what, and seeing the behaviors for what it is instead of making it about myself,
Right.
and
That's
seeing the
it.
person for who they are.
You've been focused on why because that's the map that you've had unconsciously. It's just like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on why. Maybe you're an intelligent person who is like just curious and trying to figure it out. I'm just telling you to change your map. So if there's some sort of goal you're optimizing for, instead of making that goal understanding their behavior, make that goal discerning whether or not they're in alignment with me. And then if the answer is no, move on. If that's your goal, you have your answer. So the goal has been achieved and you
Yeah.
can move on.
Amazing. Well, thank you. That actually answers the question. This actually helps them to understand. Look at the what instead of the why. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem, dear. Best of luck to you, all right?
Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening.
You too. Checkmate. We solved another one, folks. We're cooking. We are cooking. You know, I was in chess club in high school. Do I give like chess club vibes? Definitely was in chess club. A lot of people who stunk there. Not at chess. They stunk like physiologically, like their body stunk. Hygiene was not their strong suit. But boy, could they play chess. All right, let me see. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. So, my question is, I'm married to someone. I've been married to him for about 25 years, and now I've been separated from him for 5 years
Hmm.
because he chose to make a bad decision.
You look really nice.
And now he is in jail, basically. They gave him 17 years out in the Middle East. And now I'm alone here in the Middle East, and I don't know what to do. Like, do I just file for divorce? I don't know. I don't know, like, what I feel.
Thank you.
You're someone. Are you watching novella right now? What's going on in the background?
Still hear it now? Not anymore. Okay, I don't know what that was. Anyways, he's locked up, and I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I feel like I'm not ready to move on, but I feel like this is not fair for me.
Right. What did he get locked up for?
Well, he was using drugs, and I found out, and I tried to get him help, and he didn't want the help, and that's what happened.
Okay. Okay. And he had 17 years?
Yeah, in the Middle East, that's how it is out here. They don't play around.
Mm-hmm. And your question is, should you stay married to someone who got 17 years?
Exactly. Like, I feel bad for his mom because she really loves me a lot and stuff, but that's not fair to me. Like, I'm not getting any younger, and I want to find somebody, but I feel like I'm not going to find somebody because here in the Middle East or even in the States, it's hard to find somebody, like, good and loyal.
Right. So what is causing your confusion on what to do? Because I know a lot of people who are in this situation, they probably would say, "Oh, I'm absolutely divorcing him. He has 17 years." So what is causing you to even be conflicted in this situation?
I guess what his family would think of it.
Okay. So the perception his family will have of you is causing you to be conflicted.
Yeah, like my family, they said, that's it, move on. He never did anything good for your life. My kids, they don't care. They said, he did what he did. He made his bed. Now he has to sleep in it. We have our life. We're adults, and we just need to live our life.
Okay. Okay. So
I feel like
his
I'm ready to divorce him, but I don't know how to tell him and just kind of deal with it. Just go with the flow, whatever his family thinks.
right. Right.
But I'm not ready to get into a relationship with anybody else. It's like I don't want to go looking. I'm just not ready for it. I don't know why I feel that way. Is it because I'm traumatized of what happened?
Like, was this a recent occurrence, him being locked up?
Well, he's been locked up for 5 years now. I've been alone here for 5 years.
Okay. How are you, like, seeing him, like visiting him?
No, I haven't visited him for over a year. I don't like to go there.
Okay.
I feel violated every time I go there, all the security checks and everything, and I just don't like to go there. It's such a negative feeling.
Right. I mean, love, you asked me, it's a cut and dry case. Just divorce him and move on. You're already not seeing him. You're not doing the duties of a wife who even would be committed to someone who was locked up. I can see, it's like you got to shit or get off the pot. So it's whatever decision you choose, commit to it. You're not committing to either decision. So you're staying married to him, but you're not visiting him. So you're effectively divorced. So you need to choose a path and then commit to it. You're acting like y'all aren't together while still technically being together, even though you're not seeing him or engaging with him in any way.
I think it's just because I'm just used to being with someone for so long. It doesn't feel like love or anything like that. It's just being comfortable with the person. But what he did is completely messed up.
Okay. So then divorce him then.
And he's going to call today because he did call yesterday and he didn't have time to talk, only 2 minutes. He said he will call today And I feel like I want to tell him how I feel, and I know he's going to say no. And here in the Middle East, like, the man has to agree to give you a divorce. But under the circumstances, they might say, okay, well, he's in jail, so we're going to grant you the divorce.
Yeah, so I say divorce him. It sounds like that's what you want to do anyway, and nobody could blame you. So yeah, just divorce him.
I feel like I'm ready, but I'm not ready to move on, like, to somebody else. Like,
Okay, well then just divorce him and then cross that other bridge when you get to it. You don't have to do everything
is this-
together. You don't have to divorce him and then
is this
immediately
gonna
date.
take time for me to feel ready? Is this normal, or I don't understand? I've never felt like this before.
How long have you been married to him?
About 25 years.
Okay, well yeah, I would say it's close to normal, but that's a long time to be with someone. But yeah, I would say you take baby steps. So the first one is to have the conversation about divorce. The next baby step is to actually divorce, and the next baby step is to actually take some time to yourself as you mentally and emotionally prepare to connect with someone else romantically. But you don't have to do everything at once. But yeah,
Right.
just sitting in this situation, which again, 9 times out of 10, somebody would have already divorced this person. You're just delaying.
yeah.
You're just delaying yourself from meeting somebody that you could actually share a life with.
Yeah, like, everybody says, like, why are you still staying married to him? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm not ready, but I should be ready. I should be ready. Like, why do I have to wait for him 17 years, or maybe in like a year or two he's going to get deported to his country, and then what am I supposed to do? Go to that country or have him meet me somewhere? Like, it's just ridiculous. And start from zero because he chose to do what he chose to do.
Right. So yeah, that's the answer, love. But I do wish you the best.
No, I'm not financially dependent on him. I'm a teacher over here in the Middle East, and I make my own money. I take care of myself.
Okay, love. Take care, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Knuckles shooting. Knuckles, you trying to take a flight? You trying to go to the Middle East? I'm not going to the Middle East. Fuck that. I'm all the way good. What if somebody plants some za on me and I get 17 years out of that bitch? They don't play about that capital punishment. Nope. Nope. I got too much mouth in the Middle East. Felt like a Reddit post. Right. Never going to the Middle East. Exactly. No, thank you. Mary know what I'm talking about. Mary, you definitely can't go to the Middle East. That fearful avoidance active. You get out of character a little bit. 40 years. What the fuck? I'm fearful avoiding. I didn't mean it. 10 more years talking back. 50. They don't play over there. No. I will stay in the US of A. Thank you very much. All the way good. Some baddies over there, though. Some baddies. Some baddies. Serenity, if you ever visit the U.S., we can help you heal. Let's keep that in mind. This is a healing nation. Short term, though. Nothing long term. But, you know, you can definitely find a lot of healing energy in the U.S. If men, hold on. What do you say? About more than 5 years he would get. Okay. Right, but we're not going over there. Bob, we got a fellow Bostoner in the chat. Serenity says she's from Boston. Serenity Bobby is also from Boston. Think of him as an extension of me. Kuwait. Bostonian. Okay. What's up, Umi? But you can get a divorce if he is Muslim. All right. That's another caller. Again, people, if you want to answer to your question, if you have a problem pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up and solve your issue. All right. Just the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. You can also drop your question in the chat and I will answer it there. Umi, what you cooking? What you cooking? I didn't know you cooked, Umi. What's going on? What you over there chefing up? Kenyan food? I ain't never had it, but I tried Ethiopian food. Didn't like it. It was alright. Not something I would ever have a taste for. Let's just say that. Did that Kenyan food make you thick? Like if Danny was to eat Kenyan food, would he get thicker? But Danny's already thick. Would he get thicker if he ate Kenyan food? Trying to reverse engineer, Umi, how cheats got the way they got. Is it because of the Kenyan food? Ethiopian food did. Okay. I got you. So if that's the case, why are these chicks getting BBLs? Why don't they just eat that spongy material shit y'all got in Ethiopia? They can right on up. They can right on up. I like that. Depends on what you eat. And B, you sound like you know a little something. Sound like you know a little something, B. Is it shallow to end the connection? In what connection? Did you like leave context above? Because I don't see it. What are you ending a connection for? And like Gina said, you can also call in. We can do a deep dive. We can talk it through. Talk it out. Maya in the building. Maya, where you been at? I told you about coming to my class late. I told you about that. Handling business. What kind of business you handling? Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, I was gonna call in because I think it does sound shallow, but what I was asking is I'm dating a guy. It's been 2 weeks, and everything is good. Like our values align. Like the emotional intelligence, everything is there. It's just like the physical attraction is a little off. Yeah, it's just more of like, I don't like how he dressed. He dressed like a street dude. Like, I don't like that look. I like a more put together casual. And it's just like, that is kind of off to me. Just like petty stuff. Like, he has a missing side tooth, but it's just stuff like that. Are those like shallow?
Missing side tooth. We were just talking about that earlier. That often goes.
Yeah,
that often pairs well with lack of ability to dress. So, so that's your dilemma, huh? You're gonna end things over his Nike Tech and missing side tooth?
I'm not. I don't want to, but it's because it's only been 2 weeks. But he's great. Like, he's there. Like, my every need that I like. He's just there emotionally,
physically, and
Yeah.
he wants to be around me 24/7. And I fall like anxious personality, and I think he does too. But I think his is way worse than mine. Like he wants to be around me 24/7, and I'm still trying to even figure how I feel about that.
Guys
But
who
I'm
you've
just trying
dated,
to get through.
guys who you've dated in the
Huh?
past, have they been a bit more like emotionally unavailable and avoidant?
Yes,
Okay.
completely.
So how did you meet this one?
This one I met him at it was an event. It was my brother had an event at his restaurant, so I met him there.
Okay. How long have y'all been dealing with each other?
Just 2 weeks.
Okay. How many times have you seen each other in these 2 weeks?
In a week, we've been going to dinner back to back, so like at least 4 times a week.
Mm.
Yes, and it's to the point where I like my alone time, and I like to just regroup, and I had to explain to him like I need my alone time sometimes. So this whole week I've been distant because I feel like I gave him so much like time within a week. We just been going dinner, and we've been working out together. He wants to help me with my fitness things and everything. He just want to do everything with me.
Mm. How old are you two?
Yeah. I'm 33. He's 34.
Okay. Okay. I'd wager that the reason why you're thinking of like dipping out is partially because he's not putting you through the same rigmarole as the more emotionally unavailable guys. That don't mean
Yeah.
you're supposed to stay with this person. I'm just saying that you're not entering into that familiar story. You're not feeling how you're used to feeling. So you're like, all right, I don't know about this one. He is missing a side tooth.
Yeah,
Right.
I think I'm coming up with excuses at
Exactly.
this point.
Exactly. And he did wear a hoodie to this 5-star restaurant. So maybe this is not the right connection for me. Now, again, that is a lot though. That is a lot to be going out 4 times a week with someone you just met. Like normally you ramp things up as you like kind of lean more into the connection. But meeting you and then immediately being like, I want to see you tomorrow. And the day after that. And the day after that. It's like, all right, slow down. Slow your roll. So that's going to be ultimately, like, how do you feel around him when you spend time with him?
In the beginning, I was super excited. It was new, that new feeling.
Right.
It was exciting. He wanted to help me reach my goals, and I never had that. So I'm like, okay, this is different,
Right.
And then when, like, I would say he's like a nice guy, like you always speak about that spark and that safety. He has that safety aspect, but I don't know if he's missing the spark. I listen to you, so I know you be talking about that. So I know he has the safety. So that safety is where I feel with him, like the emotional need. We both want families in the future, everything aligns value-wise. It's just, I don't know if I'm being very shallow, because he's a nice guy. It's just, I don't know if I'm being shallow with just how he looks. And I'm not perfect either. I got things to work on too,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like the oral hygiene. I don't know how to bring those type of stuff up where I don't want to hurt his feelings,
Right. Right. It's a tough situation to be in because a lot of women do this. They'll date what I call spark guys. In their earlier in their life, they'll go after spark guy, and they keep getting hurt through those guys. So then they kind of overcorrect and go after a safety guy, but they really just swap one problem for the other. So with a guy who you're not really attracted to, like even when I asked you how you felt, there wasn't anything that you necessarily liked about him. It was more so I like that I'm having this new experience and I like that he wants to do this for me. But there wasn't any lip service paid to I like this about him.
Oh, well, specifically, yeah. I mean, with that, he is very thoughtful. His communication is great. Is that what you're referring to? Like what I liked about him specifically in that aspect?
Yeah, but
Like he's thoughtful.
even that is all like safety traits.
Oh, okay. So then,
You know,
yeah, then I don't know. Then I'll just go on off of like he communicate. He, checks in
right,
regularly.
right,
He's consistent. He makes effort, a lot of effort. So,
right.
I mean, those are what I
And
like
here's the
about him.
thing: you can be with somebody like that. People do it. People have they get into relationships with spark guys. It's just you have to understand that it's not going to be one that is conducive to a very passionate connection. That's just the reality. So you can go with a spark guy, you'll have a lot of like passion, but you're never gonna feel safe in the connection. You go with a
Mhm.
safety guy, you'll feel safe in the connection, but you're not gonna have much passion. Or you can get with a guy who integrates both qualities and have to contend with the fact that they are very rare.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. That's rare. I'm gonna have to date like 10 guys in a month or something.
Right.
Like, and I don't really go out like that. So when I do meet someone, I try not to be shallow about it because I know like in the comments they're saying, oh, everything can be fixed. But I think earlier you were saying you couldn't date someone, right? That if the aesthetics isn't there
Absolutely.
or
Absolutely. You see my lineup. My lineup is
see,
A-okay.
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
damn near
So
Nick Cannon
why
out
am
this
I
bitch.
shallow? Everything can be fixed.
Yeah, 100%. Like, but that's like that's how you get a ticket to this game. You ain't looking right. But that's not like guaranteed admission though. You know, there's nothing wrong with having like aesthetic standards. It's just as long as you're not choosing based off of aesthetic standards solely. That's how you make bad decisions. I was talking to a homeboy the other day. I was like, he's going through a divorce, and I'm like, I think it's because you married a woman just because she's beautiful. She didn't have any other qualities that you admired about her. So a lot of people do that, but that's neither here nor there. In this situation, you just have to know yourself and know what you can tolerate. And if someone who is going to like, is there anything that you admire about him?
Admire, I mean, I've only known him for 2 weeks, but I don't know what I admire about him yet. Honestly,
Okay.
is that
Yeah,
something you would know right away?
I won't say right away, but considering how many times y'all have seen each other, you probably have a lot of data of. He's probably told you a lot about himself. You
Yeah, he
know,
had a tough life. Like it's a lot. Like
it's about to it's about
what
to
he
get tougher
been telling
when you
me.
end things with him.
What was that?
I said it's about to get tougher when you end things with him. That's where it sounds like he headed. He about to add to the toughness.
No, he wants me to call him, and he's been wanting me to call him all day, but I've been just trying to process my thought. So I'm like, let me call in because I don't know what to do at this point. He wants to talk, and I know he could tell. He's an energy person. He could tell when energy been off because in the beginning we were just so like close. We were just, and the attraction was there, and then all of a sudden, I don't know. It's just the more I got to know him, the more I kept coming up with these excuses because I feel like they're excuses. But it's just like I don't know if it's because he's like clingy and he want to be with me 24/7,
Yeah,
and then I'm making up the excuses of the aesthetics. I don't know, but he's
yeah.
just
So you
moving
want
too fast for me.
you want to gauge how you feel in the person's presence, and you got to separate. A lot of anxious attachments have this problem. You have to be able to separate genuine desire from attachment activation. So anxiously attached people, men and women, they encounter someone who is emotionally unavailable or avoidant. It dysregulates them and they feel a lot of anxiety. But anxiety feels the same way in your body as excitement. So you interpret that anxiety as passion. It makes you lean in and invest more into the connection. And through the process of doing so, you start to ruminate, become more obsessive and consumed by the connection. This is why so many anxious attachers choose avoidantly attached people. They blame avoidance for a lot, but they're choosing those people. They're choosing the story that they complain about. So until they learn the lesson to separate genuine desire from attachment activation, they're going to continue to repeat the same behavior. So genuine desire is going to be you are just naturally curious about the person and you enjoy spending time with them. That's what it feels like. Feels somewhat peaceful. Some may interpret peace as boredom though. Because remember, when you're anxiously attached, you likely grew up in a very chaotic household. So chaos is your friend. You know, so you seek it out. You seek it out in your partners. You seek out situations that will cause that anxiety. That's not to say that the moment you get across, you connect with someone who doesn't make you feel that anxiety, that you should be with that person. But it does mean that you have to start assessing things differently and changing your internal map when it comes to who you decide to be with. So with this person, you said that attraction was present initially. So you did find him to be physically attractive.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. And your experience with him, when you spend time with him, do you enjoy spending time with him?
I do.
Okay. So you enjoy spending time with him and you are physically attracted to him. I would say a lot of this is going to be you just being in unfamiliar territory. If you had told me that you've dated guys before who weren't emotionally unavailable, then I would change my answer. But this just sounds like it's more so a new experience that you're struggling to navigate. This doesn't feel like how my previous connections felt. Right, because it's a different one. The other
Yeah, because I'm usually the anxious personality, and now he's the anxious personality, and I don't know what I am at this point.
Right. And it's scary for us to enter into a new story. Because if you do something enough, you engage in a similar way enough, you start to identify with it. You start to identify with the role of being the anxious one. And if you enter into a new story that doesn't require you to play that role, you don't know what role to play.
Exactly.
So you're in unfamiliar territory.
Here. I'm just taking it in.
Right. So then that puts you in unfamiliar territory, and us as humans, we don't like the unknown. We don't like the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Like Snowbunny just said, it makes us uncomfortable when we're in an unknown situation, an unfamiliar situation. So a lot of us tend to exit.
Okay.
I would advise you to stay the course only because you said that you were attracted at the beginning and you enjoy spending time with him. If you told me you didn't enjoy spending time with him, that would be different. Now, maybe you do need to create space in the connection. That doesn't mean like pull back. That means like, hey, can we kind of reduce seeing each other and talk to him the way that you would want someone to talk to you if they were asking that of you.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I did express to him that, my alone time, I do need that. I do love spending time with him. I just need my space as well. And he was very understanding. Like, he's very understanding. Like, he loves to talk. So when I get off here, I'm going to talk to him. It was just a more of, like you said, maybe I'm just uncomfortable and I'm just trying to run away. But it's just little things that can be fixed. But I'm like,
because everything you listed, obviously those were a justification, the side tooth, even though. That side tooth. You can't help but notice it. I get to the point I start looking for it. Like it's Where's Waldo when I get around somebody and I know that side tooth missing. I'm like, where that hole at? There it is. Still missing.
It's not even that. It's just how you find somebody attractive, but those kind of stuff, and then with the oral hygiene. Yes, we did kiss, but it's just to the point where it's making me not want to kiss him, and I need to address that with him. If we're gonna, we haven't. Somebody asked me, "Were we intimate?" We have not been intimate at all yet because I'm still trying to get. I'm ducking and diving to kiss.
What side is it on? Just focus on that side of his.
Trying to get through the kissing part.
If it's on the right side, just focus your lips to the left side. Move your lip to the left side. And
it's on the right side, so I'm just dodging it. I'm trying not to dodge it, but I could tell he know, why you not kissing me? Like, he asking up, and I know that's the perfect time to tell him, that's the perfect time. But I don't know how to bring up stuff like that, because I won't want somebody to tell me if I had an oral hygiene, but I don't know how to tell somebody that, because if he fixes that, And we can go shopping and go to the mall. We can get you, like, I can tell him, hey, this is what I love to see you in. I can make that, suggestion. That's no problem.
There you go.
But it's just that physical attraction.
Yeah, we can change. We can change that. I wouldn't start with the tooth. That's too
No,
big.
I'm not bringing that up.
That's too big of a leap. That's too big of a leap.
No, that's too sensitive.
You gonna have him like mean mugging you on the next date, like not because he mad, cause he trying not to smile. So I would start with like,
who you think you are?
yeah. I would start with like his style of dress. Not right now. We're talking about 2 weeks, even though y'all seen each other somehow
Yeah.
30 times in 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
yeah, like these are changeable things, man. Like he may need like a feminine touch in terms of like how he dresses, and you can kind of elevate that. Um, and then once that change is made, and maybe he sees the impact on his life, maybe you were like, the last thing that's holding you back, that tooth. That tooth will unlock the polo. That polo will look so much better on you if that tooth was filled in. And then maybe he gets
It would, because he has nice teeth.
Right.
It's just that part.
right. So you get him that little tooth, boom, Build-A-Bear. You're in a good situation.
We're just gonna go to the dentist together. But no, he doesn't have social media, you guys. So thank God. I would not be on here if he had social media.
Right.
He doesn't do TikTok. That's one thing I like about him. He doesn't have any social media besides Facebook, but that's it.
Gotcha. The way it works is you'll make it past this threshold of like it being unfamiliar. Your nervous system will settle, and then you'll be able to look at the situation with clarity.
Okay.
So I would say persist a little longer. Keep boundaries, though. You don't have to see him just because he sees you, which you've already alluded to, right? Keep boundaries there. But I think that this is just your system settling into a new experience. So I would say continue seeing him unless there's like a legitimate reason for that to be the case. And I can tell you, normally when people justify not seeing each other, they tend to have multiple reasons. It's not always the case, but I've noticed that pattern. When people are justifying an exit, there's normally a list they give you. When someone is leaving for real, normally there's like one thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine's a list of just
Right.
shallow stuff.
Right.
But
That's normally a justification. I've seen that pattern time and time again. When someone's justifying, it's like, well, this. It's like, oh, you're looking for stuff. Okay. So definitely follow up with me, though, love. Okay.
okay, I will. Thank you so much, you guys.
No problem, dear. You
Bye.
take care. I told y'all, if someone got this missing side tooth, just go to the NICU, right? Go to the preemie section. It should be listed like you at Walmart. You go to the hospital, there's like preemie section. You go to the preemie section. You got to break through that aquarium glass they got the preemies in, and get you one of them baby Air Force Ones they wearing. You got to get one of them baby Air Force One, put it right up in there. Just lodge it right up in there. Okay. Temporary fix. It's not a permanent solution, but it's a temporary fix. Okay. You can't get to the dentist. Just get you one of them little baby Air Force Ones, NICU, preemie, small feet. Lock it right up in there. That's what you got to do. Hopefully a lot of y'all ladies were paying attention to that conversation, because a lot of y'all are anxiously attached, and that is an experience you are likely to have, especially if you have a pattern of dealing with men who are emotionally unavailable. You'll complain about the guys who are emotionally unavailable or avoidantly attached while also rejecting the men who don't make you feel that familiar experience. There are people who are trapped in that cycle forever, and they're complaining online, avoidant this, avoidant that. Who keeps choosing them? So you're choosing them. But when you decide not to choose them, this is likely the experience that you're going to have. Not the side tooth. Hopefully you don't have that experience. I told you my feelings about that. I won't tolerate it. But the same answer that I gave her also is applicable to you. Have anyone else noticed that, like, when people list out reasons, it's typically justifications? I'm not saying that's 100% the case all the time. I don't think it's 100% the case, but I have noticed that pattern. I have noticed that pattern. What's going on, Laurie? You anxious? Are you anxiously attached? God literally gave us free will. We must make choices and stick with them. Amen, Snow Bunny. Amen. All right, let me bring Danny up because he want to talk about Dallas. D Money,
What's up?
what's happening, bro?
Nothing much. I'm going on a run. I figured I'd drop in to talk about Dallas and kind of itself. People want to DM me for the form and get 14 are in the mods are going to Dallas.
Well, Danny,
We're gonna get an Airbnb out there. We're splitting it.
Okay.
$300 a person.
Yep. No, you were breaking up for a while, but you're good now.
We have 2 more spots available. Okay. We have 2 more spots available for anyone that's interested in joining us. If you are, just shoot me a DM. I'll send you the form. We're trying to make a final call this week. But if you're interested, fill out the damn form. Don't let it sit in the DM. I'm going to block you if you do that shit going forward. What else? If you got Marquette's coaching, I think you get 3 more entries. And if you do the implementation package, you get 3 more. So you'll have like 7 entries for the raffle we're doing. We're also doing kind of a meet and greet in Dallas. So anyone that's local or anyone that just wants to visit for a day, you can do that. You can also get your own hotel if you want to come to Dallas but don't want to split the Airbnb. So I think that's everything.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah.
Unless you just want to go over it if I'm breaking up.
Oh, you're good. I think we got the gist of it. But yeah, it should be a good time, people. So if you're interested in coming with us to Dallas, joining the Airbnb, it's a dope, big spot. Jacuzzi, pool, Danny, me, of course. Yeah, follow Danny, shoot him a message, fill out the form. Make sure you fill out the form. We gotta really do a vibe check. Kiana will also be there. Hannah will also be there. CJ will also be there. Express will also be there. Eva will also be there. We gotta really do a vibe check. That's what the form is for. August 14th through the 17th. It's gonna be a good time. It's a networking event? Nah, it's just, I decided I wanted to get the mods together, man. Bobby's gonna be there. Hannah says she's chasing y'all with shots. Right. So it should be a good time. It should be a very enjoyable experience. We'll probably do a little live stream there while we're there. I wish we did it for July instead of August. Push it out to the end of summer, but it's all good. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're going to have a little meet and greet there. We have people flying in who are getting their own hotels. So if you can't stay in the Airbnb, or if you don't want to, which is totally understandable. Some people don't want to just sleep, amongst other people. Understandable. Feel free to pop out with us. Have a good time. Yeah, and that's it. So remember, if you want to stay in the Airbnb, message Danny. Your portion is going to be $300. I don't want to hear no lip about it. Don't want to hear no lip about it. That place sleeps 23 people. We would not have 23 people. See, they would have had me at Eva gonna be there. Yeah, Eva gonna be in the building. Eva gonna be in the building. Everyone I just listed is confirmed. Confirmed and ready. So yeah, it's gonna be quite the experience. Gotta sift through the brokies and crazies. Right. Can't have no one crazy there. You can't, alcohol and crazy don't mix. I just put my flight nice. I'm gonna be there around 4 p.m. on the 14th. We're traveling this year, people. I done been all over the place. Bobby, I might pop out on you in September. So I'll keep you posted. I ain't never been to Boston, so I might gotta slide through. What you think of Benny's dating advice? What is his dating advice? And Benny who? Who was Benny? I just had a wave of tiredness hit me all of a sudden. Benny Incorporated? Who was that? As long as they in late September. I might do it in August too, man. I haven't decided yet. You should stream it. Maya, you gonna pop out? Cause Maya, I've been wanting to meet you, so you should come through. I haven't met your acquaintance. I would like to, so you should come. You talking about light skinned dude with the glasses, married? B1? Please confirm. Benny the weird dude. No glasses. Appreciate you, Maya. That's what I was thinking about. The one Hannah said. Who? Oh yeah, the one Hannah's talking about is light skinned dude. He's white. I don't know who that is, brother. I was gonna say that my anxious attachment style always connects with avoiding people. Why is that? Because me and you haven't connected, Laurie. True love awaits, and you're fighting it. You gotta stop fighting it, love. You gotta stop fighting it. You gotta let it happen. Okay? You gotta stop choosing these scrubs and finally get your dub. You feel me? Stop choosing these scrubs and finally get your dub. You're holding yourself back. You're choosing avoidantly attached people. Big secure over here. Big secure. Huh? Let's need that y'all link up and spend time with one another. Yeah, this is the first time. That was a bar on it. That was low-key a bar. I feel like my whole life has been avoiding people. Yeah, that's because you're choosing it. So they are emotionally unavailable. That makes you feel anxious. And like I said, that makes you feel like you just feel very strongly about the person when you're anxious. It makes you lean into the connection. So you just have to stop. So look at that feeling as a red flag. So stop choosing people who make you feel that way. That's not real desire. Yeah, Bobby Maya gonna be there. Not Maya with the an I, but other Maya. It's hard to differentiate because they both light skinned as fuck. What do you think women's biggest mistake when it comes to dating? One major thing? Nowadays, it's that identity piece. It's that story piece. I can tell you, I've seen this in my personal life. I've seen this in my coaching practice, and I've seen this in my coach's coaching practice, because he spoke to it as well. Today's culture, a lot of women are very skittish, very neurotic when it comes to connection, to the point where if you even slightly suggest permanence or wanting something serious with a lot of them, again, this doesn't apply to all women, but if you even suggest something serious with a lot of them, it scares them off. They run. Happens all the time. It's happening more lately. I don't know if that's due to dating apps. I don't know if that's due to us being hyper connected, and a lot of women have such, poor experiences and they're trying to avoid pain. But I've seen that as well. There's a multitude of different reasons. It could be they're avoiding pain. It can be they're avoiding themselves. It can be they don't want to make the wrong decision. It could be they want to keep their options open. Whatever the case, a lot of guys, good guys now, we're not talking about like toxic guys. Toxic guys tend to be able to get into relationships because they do the push-pull thing, and they're intense, and women tend to go for that. I'm talking about good guys. These women are running. I've talked to clients, I have friends, I have my personal experience, and again, my coach has come to the same conclusion. He's like, they are running nowadays. They're not trying to lock in. It almost seems as if a lot of them want a connection. They want to long for it, but they want to stay there. They want to long for the possibility, but they fear it when it actually comes. And it's because, from my perspective, they can't anticipate how finding that connection is going to feel. So when they're dreaming about it, they're not thinking about how it's going to make them feel when they actually get it. So when they actually get it and they come across someone who they could actually work with, it's scary and it makes them feel uncomfortable. And that discomfort they take as a sign that something's wrong. So they run. So I found what I say I want. Now the idea that I'm cutting off options, or I'm actually entering into something serious, or this is actually a healthy connection, makes me uncomfortable. I feel that discomfort. And now it's like, if this was actually the right connection, I shouldn't feel this way. So me feeling this way means something's wrong. And they project that feeling onto you. And then they like list out reasons why they can't be with you. Now, again, this is not all women, of course. No. There are women that doesn't apply to at all. It's just, I think it's always been the thing. And I think that it is increasingly becoming a problem. That's my hypothesis. I think it's increasingly becoming a problem for whatever reason. So, have no solutions for you. I'm just giving you the lay of the land. How do you navigate this without using the push-pull? You just have to lean into patience. There's nothing you can really do in this situation. There's nothing you can really do. If you're a guy who's experienced that, you just have to keep in mind that there are women that doesn't apply to, what I just described. So there are women who you will meet and they will actually have the capacity to connect with you. It's just that number is shrinking. Have you been able to understand why a majority of women is asking for divorce? That's a mixed bag, man. Because there's genuine unhappiness. There's genuine relational problems. But some women also just are like, I want something different. That is also a reason. Society often pretends that last one isn't a reason, but it definitely is. Always get the push-pull and it's exhausting and confusing. Right, but that's also what you're choosing though. So you got to stop choosing it if you want things to change. Got to stop choosing it if you want things to change. Trust me, B1, like this is something I've had a conversation with Danny about. He's experienced the same thing. This is something I discuss with clients. You don't want to there are times where changing yourself is the appropriate strategy. With this problem, there's no need. But I would question any kind of conclusion you come through, B1, because you seem to possibly be red pill adjacent or manosphere adjacent. We're going to do an exercise in critical thinking. If your premise is this is an experience people are having, thus this is the reason for it, you've already missed the mark because you're not accepting the fact that people do things for a multitude of different reasons. So what you were just talking about divorce, your response to Bree Heard was, you know why, you're just trying to see if I know. We're going to try to be humble here because I know what I'm talking about. Okay, big signal. Don't ever question my competence. Big signal over here. Okay, different reasons why people do different things. You're trying to collapse them into one single variable. You've already missed the mark and you're no longer engaged in critical thinking. Already missed the mark. If you're saying, if you come to the conclusion that women are getting divorced because of this singular reason, you've already left critical thinking land. You've already left it. You already left it. So you have to say, yes, some are bored. Yes, give you that. I don't like it either. I think that's a big problem. But that's not all. That's not the only reason why women get divorced. Like, women get divorced for like legitimate reasons too. You have to also factor in a lot of men don't divorce. Like, a lot of guys don't break up. They'll stay in some shit. Men are more willing to be unhappy than women are, generally speaking. You can call it conditioning. You can connect it to masculinity. You can say that it's because we are raised with more of an emphasis on commitment and responsibility, right? So there are multiple variables here. Multiple variables. Do you have any other questions? Any other? Well, I'm not taking any more callers. It's 10:41, so callers are done. Not doing any more callers. But now that's true because my brothers are embarrassing with what they put up with. Yeah, a lot of guys don't leave relationships. They don't leave relationships. They will stay and they'll put up with a lot of stuff. Women are way more likely to leave a relationship. Couldn't be me. I'm out of there after a few days overthinking. Right. A majority of them go back to ex. A majority of them sleep with guys much younger. Now, you can't say majority. You just said you watched a show with 300 women. That may sound like a lot because it's 300, but that is not a lot in a population of millions upon millions of people. You are seeing a small slither of the population. You also have to take into the effect of it takes a certain psychographic profile for a woman to call into a show about advice. There's some selection bias there. Again, critical thinking, right? Got to consider all the variables. Why men not leave the relationship? There's a lot of reasons. One reason a lot of men stay is because they don't feel like they can get anybody else. That's a lot of guys are in that situation. The thinking was indeed not critical. There's a lot of guys in that situation. Like, I can't get no one else. I personally know guys like that. Like, they're not going nowhere because what are they going to do? It's like, yeah, I'm unhappy here, but at least I get to fuck her every once in a while. If I leave, I got to pay for it. You know? Then there's like the whole family thing. It's like guys would be like, okay, well, I want my family to stay together. Correct. Some women, listen, I will tell you this about the sexes. When women, generally speaking, when they not feeling it no more, they can get cold in a bitch. They can get cold. You get that HR type of engagement where like the communication becomes HR like. They can get cold. Very, very cold. Very, very, very cold. So that's just the situation. the way I've heard it explained, like neurochemically, is that women produce oxytocin in larger numbers than men do, so they can more easily attach to future partners. Like, there's differences you'll observe with men and women. Men, I've often said, and the Red Pill says this, and it is true. I've said this on this live multiple times, and it always gets everyone in a tizzy, but it is true. Men are absolutely the more romantic sex. Absolutely the more romantic sex. In terms of how they view, like, love. Women want to be romanced. They want to be romanced. They're not the romantic sex, though. They want to be on the receiving end of said romance, but they're not the romantic ones. Men are the romantic ones. Guys, because you got to think about it. I've explained this. What are you asking? Like, the most you're asking for like a woman when you get together is like for her to like have your child, which is a big ask. Big ask, right? Beautiful thing. Not all women want to have kids though. Right? That number is increasing, like women who don't want to have kids. Nothing wrong with that. Well, something wrong with that. The population has to continue, but it's a huge ask. Men, though, across the board, for the most part, when they fall for you, they will now die for you. They'll die for you. They will die for you. Think about that. It's something a lot of women don't think about because y'all don't think that way. Women usually won't die for you. Or man, yeah, they're not dying for you. They'll make sacrifices for you. They're not dying for you, though. Ain't no way, shape, or form they're dying for you. It's not expected of them. Society doesn't condition them to even think that way. We are conditioned that way, though. So it's like women will die for their kids. 100%. Women will die for their kids. Absolutely. Men will die for the kids and his woman. That's peak romance. Right? That's peak romance. What else can I give you? Lay my life down for you. This is also why, like, you'll see some guys, you'll see them like they hate women, right? Let me tell you this. Here's a secret. A lot of guys who you would think like a red pill who hate women is basically a guy who loved them so much that he went through a bad scenario and then the pendulum swung to the other end of the spectrum. So to the degree that he seems to hate the women was to the degree that he once loved them. Does that make sense? Or he hates his mom. That's too. I'm oversimplifying it, but that's a good call out, Alyssa. So he was once that naive guy who was like, I'll hold the boombox outside your window, do whatever you want me to do. And then something happened. And then the pendulum swung to the other end of the spectrum. And that's why he's so angry. He's so angry because that hurt is coming out as anger. A lot of times, what is powering anger is grief. The person is really sad, but they're expressing it as anger. Grief is often underneath anger. If I don't respect that means he lacks self-awareness and deep understanding of himself. That's true. That's true. So you'll see some guys, man, it's like they just completely are against women, all that kind of stuff. And then you unpack why, and it's like somebody cheated on him in high school. And he's like 28. It's like, get the fuck over it. But that's how, like, that's how invested Buddy was. That's how invested he was. You know? That's just how invested he was. That's not to, like, make excuses, but it is to offer perspective. Because the shit don't come from nowhere. You know? It don't come from nowhere. But we trying to save them. We're trying to save those guys. Some of my clients are people who like entered into the red pill for some time and then they saw it was a bunch of bullshit and then they transcended it, but they didn't have anywhere else to land. So like what I'm building is like a place for them to land where it's like, oh, okay, his reasoning and worldview makes sense. It's like more nuanced than like the manosphere oversimplifications. Does that make sense? And also, a lot of guys would be more romantic if it worked. Also, I would be remiss if I did not bring that up. If it worked, a lot. It does work. What I try to get them to understand is they call that purple pill. There's nuance, but I get what you're saying. It's like purple pill, they say, is a mixture of the red pill and the blue pill. There ain't nothing blue pill over here. It's a different pill entirely. What was I saying before that? It made me lose my train of thought. What was I saying right before I talked about pills? ADHD is kicking my ass today. I'm not trying to be Kevin Samuels, bro. No pills because we healed and sober. Bar. Denito. My man. Oh yeah, it would be more romantic if it worked. Right. Thank you. Appreciate you. So I try to tell guys, like, when I talk about spark and safety, I learned from my coach. Like, you kind of want to lead with desire. And then you follow up with, like, comfort. He calls it, like, comfort and desire. I call it spark and safety. So, like, you want to lead with spark, follow up with safety. A lot of guys are just safety guys, and then they try to be just purely romantic without creating any kind of desire. That doesn't work. So you'll have guys who will buy flowers for a first date, try to do all these romantic gestures, and they see that the woman does not respond to it positively. They'll get hit with a speech like, you're a nice guy, I just don't see you that way. And you're like, what the fuck? And a lot of those guys go to the other end of the spectrum and start behaving like Future, and they get a lot better results. They do. They get a lot better results. But what I've tried to explain to them is the manosphere a lot of the times and like the red pill stuff, part of the reason why it's so sticky, other than it explaining the pain of men, society calls the red pill, by the way, because society treats women like they're angels and that like women can do no wrong, and if there's a problem, it's the man's problem. Society calls the fucking red pill because they're not honest about men and women and that both of them are flawed. If society was honest that women have very real flaws and they also do fucked up shit, there will be no need for the red pill. But because society doesn't do that and they coddle women, they create the conditions to where another philosophy must be created so that a lot of guys who are going through certain circumstances can make sense of it. Okay? So hence the red pill was created. Now, what the red pill does is it takes men, it really takes a lot of anxious men to have them act avoidant. I saw someone say it's more beneficial being a bad guy than a good guy for a man. Now, there's nuance there. It's just, when they say beneficial, what do they mean? What is beneficial? Because I can tell you right now, if you got like a bad boy, quote unquote, you'll be able to sleep with more women, but you're not gonna be able to sustain a connection. A lot of these red pill guys can't sustain a connection. They can sleep with a lot of women though. It takes a lot of guys who are more anxious and then tells them to behave in an avoidant way, which then works on anxiously attached women. But if you have a guy who wasn't getting no woman and then he behaves avoidantly and then gets anxious women, to him that's an improvement. I went from 0 to 10. You feel me? It's not optimal, but it's better than nothing from their perspective. And then many get stuck there. Others have that experience and they're like, it seems like there's another This doesn't seem to be like optimal. And that's when they transcend it and may find my material. And I'm like, oh, so you're like building upon this shit. It's like, yeah. Right. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. A lot of guys are waking up for that shit though. Like I think the red pill's on its way out. Like you can keep your finger on the pulse by going to Twitter. Like on Twitter, this kind of shit ain't really talked about no more. So I don't think it's as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. A lot of guys are like, that shit, there's some truth there, but it's like really oversimplified. All the nuance is flattened. Doesn't really capture all the variables. Like the guy who called in yesterday, he was saying, like, he was talking about hypergamy. He was like, but I was talking to my friend and there was a guy who I know who did everything for his woman. He made money, blah, 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 blah. And then his woman left him for a guy who was like a bum, this, that, and the third. And he was like, but I don't understand why that happened because of hypergamy. And I was like, right, because hypergamy is one variable of many. You cannot reduce things to one variable. You're going to always you're not going to have a good forethought if you do that. But a lot of these guys, they have oversimplistic thinking that way. It's like, yeah, you can't explain all of reality with one variable, bro. It exists, sure, but it ain't the full picture. Or else you wouldn't see Tom Brady's wife get with a jiu-jitsu instructor, right? How does hypergamy explain that? Doesn't make sense. Why would some men go out of their way to make sure their wives know they look at other women? I mean, if you're with a person like that, you should just leave. I mean, that's like a low-level connection, to be honest. I personally don't think I've even met a man who does that. So we're talking about a small subset of the population off rip. How to properly support a man who is finally opening up more. Sometimes the problems are so minor. He's opening up more, just be encouraging. Like, positive reinforcement. Let them know how much that meant to you. Do you believe women should get married before age 23 in order to have happy marriage? You can have a happy marriage at any age. I think that, but you can't control when you get married, right? That's not up to you. That's up to God. Now, I do disagree with the advice that people should not get married young. I think that's foolish. That doesn't mean you have to get married young, but I think that the advice that you should avoid it is misplaced. It does not help. It does not help at all. Foolish advice. All this dating is complicated stuff. I'm just going to be a jiu-jitsu instructor. Right. Get you a Giselle. Giselle bad, too. I think she's like a witch, though. Wasn't she doing like rituals for Tom Brady to win his games? She was like an astrologist. Had crystals. All that kind of stuff. I stay away from them women. That's how King Solomon feel. He got with them witches. They be looking good though, ain't gonna lie. Those manifestation baddies. Ooh. I love a spiritual girly aesthetic. I stay far away though. I stay far away from that. I'm good on that. All the way good on that. They had my boy Solomon worshiping other gods. Is that ass so fat? What's your god name? Baphomet? I'm with it. I wasn't going to be with it, but that ass is fat, so I'm with it. What can we sacrifice? Think about that. You're the writer of Proverbs. You know God exists. And some ass calls you to switch up. Shit is powerful. Shit is powerful. Shit is powerful. They be doing blood sacrifice, love spells, right? One of my coworkers, her sister was into that shit. Her sister was like a financial dominatrix or some shit like that in New York. Battle ass too. Thickums. Type of ass make you start barking. You hear me? Now, she was like a financial dominatrix. So she would like get with these wealthy white men and make them give her money. Like walk her to the ATM and make her give them money. And like spank them and shit like that. Weird shit. See, shit like that to me, I hear that, I think demonic activity, personally. I'm like, if you're that weird, you got some other shit influencing your thought process. If you're weird like that. And if you're weird like that, and that's why you're weird like that, I don't want to be in proximity to you. Obviously, we had different thought processes. So she would be a financial dom, so she would freely get money. And my coworker at the time was going through a breakup with the guy who she really wanted to be with. And her sister was like, well, I can do a love spell. Just let me know. I said, oh. Started deleting my DM. Because I definitely was going to DM her. Again, ass was fat. But when I heard her say that, I said, I got to delete this DM. Had an attitude for the rest of the day. Had to call out of work. Took a sick day. But that's how it be, man. Can you give me insight on someone who ghosts you, comes back, and hard eyes my story? Let me see. Ghosts you, comes back, and hard eyes. I mean, it sounds like you're trying to spin the block. Any woman that believes in zodiac signs, stay away. It depends, man. Like, I think you want to look at it like how serious they are about it. Like, some just having fun. Others, they make all their decisions through that framework. Those are the ones I would shy away from, for sure. But the spiritual crazies are so hot, right? They are, bro. Oh my God, they are. Oh my God, they are. Last woman I dated was the best of both worlds. She had the spiritual girl aesthetic, but she was Christian. I said, thank you, Jehovah. He knows what I want. He knows the desires of my heart. But yeah, the spiritual. Nope. That's why I can't date no women in Virginia. Everyone in Virginia got crystals for some reason. What is it about Virginia? What's the story there? You know, I'm in North Carolina, so I'm close to Virginia. Virginians really be on that spiritual shit for some reason. Every black woman I know in Virginia is like, okay, Alexa, so you're the exception to the rule. I'm not saying everyone, but am I lying though? Do you not like you being in Virginia? Have you noticed that? Really? I know a lot of spiritual people. I used to be one of those spiritual people, right? Like meditation, all that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people in Virginia because I got a somewhat of a base there of like social connections. On the East Coast, that has the highest concentration of like spiritual people that I've seen. The highest concentration. Oh, a lot of people in Virginia. There's a lot of that spiritual community there, and I don't know why. Okay, so more so DC. Louisiana is the worst for sure. So all the ladies confessing now. Yeah. In Virginia, I see a lot of that shit, man. Don't demonize crystals in astrology. They're the same on the other side. Super crazy church folk. Yeah, they're super crazy church folk, but crystals and astrology, from my Christian perspective, is not the way. Y'all know we Christian over here. That's not nothing that I've hidden. Can you host your next party in Virginia? Need some spiritual crazy? And I don't think I'll be hosting anything in Virginia. Not because of that, because it's like, I don't like Virginia. Ugh. Don't like it. I think of Virginia, I think of Pusha T. Yeah. And I'm a Drake fan. So I'm all the way good. There ain't nothing. Virginia don't even look nice to me. I don't even like the vibe. The vibe ain't that great. I'm all the way good. Now DC, I'm with it. Maryland, nah. I told you where we're going next. Toronto. We're going to Toronto. That really depends, though. I don't think Danny's in the chat anymore. But yeah, what is it? This is about to be July. We're doing Dallas in August. Q4, Q1 is cold. So if I want to run this back relatively soon, because I would like to do one of these trips twice a year. So if I wanted to run this back relatively soon, Toronto may not be the move because it'll be cold. So we might do LA or some shit like that. I had my heart broken in LA, so I'm trying to stay away from it. I don't want to feel the feelings. But you may have to do LA. Might got to do LA, which will work because not Crystal. What was I saying? CC and CJ are in LA, so we might got to do LA. We might got to do it. I invite you to London. I'll come to London. You gotta show me where the food is though, because I can only eat fish and chips for so long. So long. We'll start doing international as my audience grows more. We're like taking over different platforms now. So don't let that girl tank that city, right? I'm joking. I have no problem with LA. Seattle might be the move too. But yeah, we're taking over different platforms. I had like some Bollywood actress follow me recently. She had like millions of followers. I'm like, who is this? Shall I DM? Shall I DM Miss Bollywood? It is interesting. Being a dating and relationship niche is relevant to so many different people that celebrities and shit will follow you just because they also have issues with their love life. So the right one follow, they will get DM'd. Lori Harvey follow me, I'm shooting. Best believe I'm shooting. Probably not gonna go in, but I'm shooting though. Definitely shooting. Absolutely. In the DMs. Next one gonna be West Coast. More than likely to be LA. Or somewhere LA adjacent. We could do Seattle. I could pretend like I'm in Grey's Anatomy. Just wear a white coat. Get my Starbucks, my white coat. Start fucking. That's what they do on Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy is 20% surgery, 80% fucking. San Diego? I've never been to San Diego. I might gotta come. I'm finna be there again if we do LA. Yeah. More than likely we'll do LA. I just hate that I just came back from LA. But I do like Cali though. San Diego isn't bad. So if we do Seattle, we're gonna do a Grey's Anatomy themed theme meetup. I'm with it. I'm with it. Next year, though, we'll definitely do something international. Come to Signal Hill in Cali. I see what you did there. Huh? I see what you did there with the name Signal. I might gotta do it. Chicago would be nice too, though. I do like Chicago. I think chatting over phone usually gets you nowhere. Not been my experience. Why do you think that? I notice it works better just to plan dates and stuff. I mean, that's nice too, but Mary, where you come from? You're down? You're not coming to Dallas? Did you enter the raffle? I don't know when we're doing the names for Chi-Town. Yeah, we're definitely gonna hit some spots. Y'all know we're me and Danny plan on doing seminars next year. So even if the city, even if it's not like a meetup situation or a big Airbnb group situation, I'll be in the city. Gotta touch my folks, the pretty ones. Gotta do that. Gotta see my people. Gotta spread the message and whatnot. You know, that's the goal. That is the goal. All right, any last minute questions before I get out of here? Any last minute questions before I dip out? Yeah, Jason Barry, you can still come out to Dallas. You just get a hotel. We got people flying into Dallas. She opened up to me one day and then slowly started pulling away the very next day. I would need more context, brother. I would need more context. Sorry that happened. I'm going to need more context. You got to start like putting your feelers out and not being so invested so soon in one person. Getting this carry on, I got you. CJ, if anyone can fit in the carry on, yes, remember, if you want to join the Airbnb in Dallas, Danny's your guy. CJ funny as shit, man. Oh my God. CJ one of the ones I'm looking forward to meeting just because how funny he is. We got good vibes on this trip. Like, the people, it's funny because that wasn't the intention. I guess when I made people mods, it was always people who I fucked with. So, like, just no one could just, like, I didn't have a situation where you could be one of my mods just because you asked. It was always people who had good vibes. So it's good that that worked out. Yeah, the lineup is insane. Yeah, like the people coming through, it's gonna be a good time, man. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I almost want to speed run July just to get to August. And July is my birth month, so it's like I gotta celebrate the birthday as well. Low key want to hit up north and go to Boston for the B-Day, but that's a little too much. It's a little too much, and just save the coins. Even though they're coming in faster than ever now. All right, people. I'm going to head on out. If you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live twice a day. I'll be live again tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Anxious Attachers. I have a video in my bio, link in my bio, where I share my 4 tips, biggest tips for anxious attached people. Watch that. It will help you. If you want coaching, DM me the word coach. That's also true for you people on Facebook and YouTube. DM me the word coach. I'll follow up with you and we'll talk about coaching. I think that's it. Yeah. Appreciate the mods. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Y'all take care.